Hello everyone, welcome you back to the ICT class of grade 6. So today we are going to see the third chapters, the operating system. Operating system, user interfaces. So what are the user interfaces mean? Okay, so let's see what are the user interfaces in operating system. Okay, so this is what we are going to see today. It's about the operating system user interface. Now, to work with the operating system, last time we discussed about the operating system features, right? So we discussed features and where it's located and how much important is that. In the same time, to work with this operating system, we have to communicate. So therefore, they have given the interfaces. The interfaces we have. So let's see what are the user interfaces and why it is important to us. Because without a user interfaces, you cannot communicate. Right? Let's see what are the kinds of user interfaces available in our operating systems. Right. Now you can see on your screen, there are different kind of user interfaces. Okay. You all can see now there are few user interfaces. So these are the user interfaces when you on your computer, the first screen you can see by the user. So what is see on your desktop, right? So it can be a one of like this. So it's you can see a lot of graphics. No, you can see nice pictures are there. There are some buttons are there, right? There are some menus are there, right? Then this one is easy us to understand and it is to operate also. So you can see another one in here. It's another kind of operating system interface you can see in there. So it also has kind of a tiles, right? So it's easy you to operate. Look at your right side here. This is another kind of a user interface. But it is also work with the user. It's interact with our hardware. It's work with the our operating system. So this operating system interface also a kind of a user interface. Okay, right. Now we see what are the and what is this of user interfaces mean, right? So the main purpose is to communication, right? The user interface facilitate communication between application and users. Now, how to communicate? So it support given by our user interface. So without understanding the interface, you cannot operate, no? So likewise, we have to communicate. It's done through our user interfaces, right? Then each application, including the operating system, is provided with a specific UI for effective communication. There are different interfaces. Different windows are coming. So those windows give different purposes, right? So each application is giving that. So each application, including the operating system, is provided with a specific UI. So it's also depend and it's also changed from to the operating system as well. So the main thing, the main function is to what? It's the take the inputs from the user and to provide the output to the user. Now, I will press a button means what? I am giving an instruction to the computer. Once you get the instruction, it shows us what? The output. So output also view through our interface. Okay. So the user interface, it's the main function is to take our inputs and as well as to show the output to the user. So it also one of the main functions. Okay. So we can use different ways. So you can press a button, press a menu. So those things. Or you can touch something. So when you touch something on the screen, it's given a different one. Now if you go to a ATM machine, it also have a screen given. So that also has a operating system, a real-time operating system. So once you touch something, it gives the menu. So whether you have to withdraw the money, how you have to check the balance. So likewise, it gives the result. So once you enter, it's input, and when you see the result, the balance through the screen is the output. Okay. So the main two function is to take inputs and provide the users the outputs. Right. Now, we want to see whether user interfaces are all same. No. We want to see there are different types of user interfaces. If you consider user interfaces, we can mainly categorize them into two categories. Right? We have two types of user interfaces, or we can say two kind of UI in short way. And user interfaces we have can firstly categorize as graphical user interface. What is that? Graphical user interface. Shortly we call, easily to remember, GUI. GUI is our first category of user interfaces. Right? GUI. It's called graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. The second one we call as command line interface. Command line interface, or shortly we call CLI. CLI. The CLI. So there are two kind of, we can say GUI and CLI, or we can say as graphical user interface or command line interface. Now, we want to see which one is easy for us, whether GUI easy or CLI easy. So we will see what are the features of these interfaces. Because if you are, the interface is easy, the people can communicate easily. Okay, but there are some other things we have to see. So we will just see what are they. First one, we're going to see what is GUI, or what is the graphical user interface mean. Okay, have you seen graphical user interfaces? Okay. So graphical user interfaces let the user to use the graphics. They are using high graphics. Menus there, buttons there, right? Some icons there. So the user can identify those pictures or those graphics easily, right? Then like this one. So they have windows, menus, buttons, scroll bars, right? So those will make the user too easy to understand. From which interface? It's from the GUI interface. Right? GUI, graphical user interface. So that makes the people to get use it. Now the people are use. That's why the reason the Windows are more popular. One of the main reasons is they introduce this concept to the through their system. So that's why now the Windows become more popular. Right? Then we can see some of the famous user interfaces, famous graphical user interfaces. So this is one of the one. Can you tell what is this one? For which user interface is this? It's from the Mac OS or for the Macintosh. This is one of the user interfaces for there. So you can see here with all of you, there are icons, buttons, there are menus, bars there, scroll bars, right? So it's easy you to here. This is another one. It's a Windows one. So Windows base, right? So Windows there. Then here you can see the Ubuntu. Ubuntu also having that user interface, graphical user interface now available, right? So when you take this graphical user interface, it's very easy. So mainly it's what use what we can say graphical user interface uses graphics. It's highly graphics, and you need lot of memory also. A lot of memory capacity you need. That's why you need a good graphic card. So if you don't have good graphic card, you cannot see clear pictures in your screen, right? So those are the GUI interfaces. Let's see the next one. What is CLI? Or what do you mean by command line interface? What do you mean by command line interface? Okay, so what is the command line? It's give the commands. Always command you. So to the command, it works. So CLI lets the users to use the command, written in command that associate directly with the terminal or console. We just see what are them. Okay, so you can use this command line in your machine also if you have Windows. Okay, so let me show you how you can use it. Okay, and interact with it directly with the OS. It's directly content. And you can see another one like this. So this is a Linux based one of them here, right? So here we have another one, right? And the CLI basically a medium or a platform where the user writes the commands and visually prompt. Okay, let me show you these two separately, right? Now if I go here, okay. So when you go to here, this is my graphical user interface. Okay, this is my graphical user interface. You can see nice picture there. You can see the buttons here. Folders are there. So once you click the here, it gives the menus, right? So once you double click something, it opens. So once you double click it, it opens. You can close this button. You can maximize. You can minimize. Right? Those features are there. So this is a graphical user interface. So I can create folders here. You can create a folder, right? Or I can delete them, or I can rename them. Here, it's so much easy for us, right? We can say unit 3, unit 3 OS like that. So we can rename them, or we can copy some folders. You can take another one, we say grade 6. Then I can copy this folder. I click copy and I can paste on here. And those can be done. So these things we can do. But There is another one. We have a what? This is a GUI. What is the other one? Other interface. It is the command line interface. Command line interface. So let me show you how you're going to take a command line interface from the Windows aspect. So you go to the here and type CMD. CMD and press enter. Now this is a command line interface. You can see you cannot see any graphics. Only the command, only the cursor is blinking. This interface is there, right? So you cannot see the buttons. You cannot see the menus. Only thing is you have to remember the commands. Okay, for a while. Now, how do you find? Okay, what is the date today? Or how do you find what's the time now? So the time you can see in the clock here. If you take graphical user interface, it's very easy you to find. It's maybe in your taskbar, or sometimes it may be in your desktop, in your right corner or left corner. But here, you cannot find that way. You need to remember the command to take the time or the date. Okay, take the time. Time is there. So you can enter the new time. You can change the time. Okay, so likewise, you must remember the time. Now, if I want to create a folder, I need to remember the creating folder command. Otherwise, you cannot see. Now, if I want to see the folders, what are the files in this one? I need to remember this one, dir directory. Now, how many directories are there? How many files are there? There are 15 directories under here. It shows. Right? So what is the folder here? Now I want to go to here. Is a CD. Yeah, we can say. Okay. Look at here. I just going to create a folder here. I'm going to make a directory. MD we say grade 6. Right? Now, if I show you that one here. Now, can you see here? Now, I have created a folder called grade 6 here. It's now there under admin. Under admin, you can see Buddha, everyone. Here it's there. I have created folder. Now, the same way, I can create another folder. If I want, you can say unit 3 OS. Now, look at this screen with this side. Okay, look at the left side as well. Once I press enter, okay, we just take another one. Why is that? We didn't put the what? Now we can see the error. We can say unit 3 is not recognized as an internal or external command. Now, he doesn't know this command because this command is wrong. That's why it's give error. Right? Now, can you remember? Now look at here, this earlier one. I gave MD space grade 6. MD space grade 6. Now it's create a folder called grade 6. Now, what's the second line here? I forget to put the MD. Now I'm going to put now MD again. Then I'm say unit 3 OS. So now look at here whether it's coming or not. Can you see? It's now created 2 folders here. Unit 3 is 1 there. If I want to create another one, look at here. Right? I will create grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 like that. So I will say MD, I will create, we say 2 folders with 2 names. We say Sunil Amal. Amal. Okay. Okay, here everyone. Now once I press enter through this command line, you can see those three folders created. So you must remember these directories. Now here keeping a space means it thinks it's another directory. Okay, you can create the folders. Right? Now if I want to delete here, I say delete, we say OS. They are asking, are you sure? I say yes. Right? Then right. So you can create those. And here we can clear these ones by CLS command line. Okay, CLS, and you can remember these commands here. If you want to know the commands of this command line, you just type help. You can see the commands available in the DOS prompt, or we call the command prompt. But do you want to remember in the GUI? No. GUI, you don't remember these commands, any of them. Right? So I want to clear this one. I need to remember this CLI or CLS. Let me show you. Okay. CLS here. Clear the screen. Here. You can see it's clear the screen. So now if I type this CLS again, it will clear the screen. Okay, here, I just keep it here. CLS. It will clear the screen. Now if I want to exit from here, what I have to do? Type exit. Now I'm going to exit from my command prompt. I think now you are clear about GUI and now we discuss user interfaces and what are the user interfaces means and what are the two kind of user interfaces we have. We have GUI and CLI, and we have view. What are those? And we have practically we have seen now what are those features, right? Now this is a GUI and this is a command line interface. Okay, so this is a command line. Now we must know what are the differences between these two, right? So there's a question asking what are the differences between GUI and CLI. You must remember these. So if you take these parameters, okay, let's see the ease of use. So which one is easy? It's the GUI is easy, right? So if you take the CLI, it's more difficult to understand. Now, you have seen that in this one presentation, how you have to remember, how much you have to remember those ones. But GUI, you don't need. Then if you take the memory consumption, how much memory? You can see the GUI, you need a lot of graphics, lot of memory. But CLI, you don't need. You just have a one interface. In those ones, you don't have menus, don't have buttons. It's easy in the CLI because it doesn't need much memory. So you can see CLI use less memory than the GUI. But if you compare the speed wise, CLI is more fast, right? So graphical user is very user friendly. That's true, but it's not faster as CLI. It takes so much time to react. So when you press a button, you can see it takes some time to open the window. But it's not like that in the CLI. CLI is so quickly. Why? It's directly contact with the OS, with the hardware. Right? So we can remember CLI is more faster than GUI interface. Right? So if you want to work with that one, you can work faster with the CLI interfaces than GUI. If you take the graphics, in the CLI, you cannot find any graphics. Only the commands, only command prompt, command window. But if you take GUI, always using the GUI. Graphics are highly used. And the menus, no menus are providing the CLI. And the GUI always come with menus and buttons. Okay? Right? So now all of you can see what are the user interfaces and what are their differences. I think you have a clear picture about the user interface. Now today we learn what are the CLI and what are the GUI interfaces and what kind of operating system we can find those. Right? So here you can see the differences. So remember these. Right? Now from this one, we will finish this part about the user interface. Now you can understand clearly the differences between GUI and CLI. Right? So we will see you next time with the operating systems. And until then, goodbye and have a pleasant day. Bye for now. Goodbye, everyone.